Hi, I'm Graham. This is Man v Film. This is a review for the movie Run All Night, which stars Liam Neeson, Ed Harris, Joel Kinnaman and a host of other character actors that you've seen in plenty of things before. Liam Neeson is a washed-up hitman for retired gangster Ed Harris, who is now trying to move into a more legitimate business. Kinnaman is Neeson's son, who doesn't like his father and resents his absence from his life. When Ed Harris' son brings him a drug deal to him, he refuses due to past transgressions and puts his son in a tight bind. Kinnaman happens to be a limo driver who is taking a couple of gangsters to meet Harris' son Danny, when Danny all of a sudden kills him on a drug-fueled rampage, and he tries to take out the only witness, which happens to be Kinnaman. That's when Neeson steps in and kills Danny. Ed Harris, being the old school gangster that he is, wants an eye for an eye, or in this case, a son for a son. Neeson has to do everything in his power to make sure that that doesn't happen, and if that goes up head to head against an old friend like Harris, then that's just what the case takes. All the while trying to reconnect with a son who wants nothing to do with him. One of the great things about this movie is the cast. It's great to see Ed Harris and Liam Neeson, the old guard, the acting community, button heads, and you can feel the real passion and tension, and you can tell that they've had a relationship between them at one point. Some of the best scenes in the movie are watching these two sit down over a table and just chit chat, you know, especially after Neeson has killed Harris' son and Harris has threatened to kill Neeson's son. The two of them sit down, have a drink at a table and discuss what they're going to do, and it's something that's a bit unusual in these type of movies. Neeson is not a good man. He's nowhere near being saint-like whatsoever. He has done bad things in his life, abandoning his family. He's killed several people, including close family, all in the name of his friendship with Harris. Now, another good point about this movie, and it's unlike other movies, is the main hero isn't trying to get retribution for himself. He isn't trying to redeem himself in any way. He's just trying to save his son. He knows that what he's done has damned him. He doesn't have to be happy with it, but he knows that's just the way it goes. Unlike the Taken movies, this is a sense of realism about it. There is action set pieces, but they feel grand, but in a real life scale. There's a car chase that's weaving out of traffic and cars are getting hit, and it feels realistic. You know, it's not a car flipping over 35 times and exploding into a ball of flames. A car does roll at once into a building and it's upside down. It's not ready to explode. There's no quick get out of here. Even the fights, they're dirty and scrappy and not weighted and measured, and people aren't doing crazy fight moves that you see in these other movies. They're throwing real punches that are connecting, and the damage happens to the people. You don't see them in the next scene and they're perfectly alright. You know, if somebody falls from a height, they've got a limp in the next scene. If somebody gets punched in the previous scene, they've got a bruise, a mark. These people aren't invincible superheroes. They're fallible, and there is a real danger to what could happen to them. They get taken out. One of the things I really didn't like about the movie was the psycho contract colour that gets brought in. It didn't fit with the rest of the movie, where the rest of the movie had this sense of realism and the gangsters had this sense of family round about them and interactivity that they've had with each other. The people have got history. This contract colour felt cold and as if it shouldn't be in the movie where it's in, and I know that's what the actor was going for, but it sticks out. It really feels familiar. It feels like a performance we've seen before in a lot of movies. That cold contract colour that doesn't say much and is lethal, but you know, it just didn't fit in. The plot, while not being wholly unique, ticks along quite nicely and is punctuated with these excellent action sequences or fight sequences, and even when that's not happening, it doesn't dull down because it's got these excellent conversational pieces between Harris and Neeson. The movie constantly keeps going. It doesn't give you a chance to sit and breathe about it. Once the movie's over, you start to pick out the plot holes then. But then you still have that overall feeling of enjoying the movie. Then of course there's Nick Nolte, who appears out the blue, no Captain Exposition. It felt forced, it really did feel forced, and Nolte's delivery and having him in the movie just kind of put off a little bit, because you're like, why is he in this such a big part? You know, it's Nick Nolte. He did have a bigger role that seems to have been cut down, and probably for the better of it, to be fair. There are several plot holes, but you don't really think about them until after the movie's done. When you're sitting there, you're enjoying the movie. Overall, Run All Night is a tight thriller action movie that is better than the trailers let on. This is not a hokey Taken rip-off, and even though it's sold that way because the Taken movies have made money, and that's a shame because this probably isn't going to do as well because people expect it to be Taken 47. This is its own thing and it's an enjoyable movie. It's one of the better Neeson action movies to come out in recent times. It's a good night to be had in the cinema, and it's fun to have a discussion about it afterwards. Would I watch it again? Yeah, I think I would, because you know, it was fun. It was 2 hours in length, but it never felt that long. I'm going to give Run All Night 3.5 stars out of 5. I'd like to thank you for sticking around and watching all this video. If you've made it here, you've made it to the end, congratulations. Go you. That's fantastic. Now there's one little thing you can do for me just to make me feel better and to make me feel happy about doing this video. I love making these things, and that little thing is just, you see this little box right here? If you could just click this little subscribe thing, it's completely free to do. I don't need any bank details, I don't need any personal details. Just click that subscribe and you'll get more of my content. See you next time, Man v Film.